Good morning, everyone. My name is George Uzoma, and I'm here again to teach you social studies. And today we're looking at the topic land pollution. You can see the last time we had a class, we looked at pollution, and we also looked at air pollution. And the last class was water pollution. So right now we're looking at land pollution. So now join me for a ride. Let us look at what land pollution is all about. Now, let us start with the specific objective. From the specific objective, at the end of the lesson, the pupils should be able to 1. Define land pollution, 2. List the causes of land pollution, 3. Mention the effects of land pollution, and 4. Explain ways of preventing land pollution. Now, let's start. Now, I want to look at definition of land pollution. Land pollution is the release of substances that are harmful to man, animals, and plants on land. Now, you could remember the last time we said that for air is the releasing of what harmful or toxic substance in the air, right? And for water, we said releasing harmful or toxic substance in water. Now, we're now looking at releasing harmful or toxic substance on land. Now, when you release such on land, you can see man, we live on land, we stand on land. Animals also feed from land. So you can see that when you release such, it can kill. It can kill, are you getting me? So it has an effect. It is harmful to man, animals, and plants. Now, let us now look at the sources or causes of land pollution. Now, the first source or causes of land pollution is what? Refuse dump. You can see from the image there. Can you see that? It's disgusting. You can see the image, the dirt being dumped around. You can see that is the source of what? Land pollution. I believe that if you're passing through, you see that place will be smelling. In fact, you'll not be able to pass there. So you can see that refuse dump is a source or cause of land pollution. Then oil spill. This is not water. You can see this is the land. You can see the trees. Now, this is an area where there was an oil spill, and you can see that it has destroyed the trees. It has killed the trees. So it's telling that pollutants can kill living things. You can see the trees are living things. You can see the trees are dead. So oil spill is also a cause or a source of what? Land pollution. Are you getting me? Now, the next thing we want to look at now is the use of fertilizer. Yes, fertilizer is good. We use it to improve our agricultural produce, to make our crops grow in large quantity so that it could be big. We could use it to feed a large population. Yes, true, no lie. But it has what? Harmful or toxic substance in it, such as what? Phosphorus. Are you getting me? Now, when you use these fertilizers, continuous use of fertilizer in farming will make that soil to be what? Infertile. Can you see the effect of fertilizer on this land? It's made it. You can see the soil is cracking. You can see that you can hardly find plants growing on it. That's to tell you that the continuous use of fertilizer reduces the fertility of the land, making more of these pollutants such as phosphorus to be in that soil, affecting its what? Fertility. Now the next one is what? Sewage. That is open what? Defecation. You can see this is somewhere in Nigeria. You can see the people that are squatting and defecating. You can see it's wrong. We shouldn't open our sewage to the land. Why? It will make such places to smell. That is one of the disadvantage, or that is one of the harmful effects of open sewage, having open sewage on land. It is not nice and it is not proper. So sewage is a source of what? Of land pollution. Now the next is industrial waste. Can you see where the industries are dumping their waste? Can you see what it's causing? Now, industrial waste is also a source or a cause of what? Land pollution. When you dump or when we dispose industrial waste on land, some of those things, when they start decomposing, it affects the natural environment. It affects the fertility of the land. It kills the plants there. It makes the place barren. So you can see that industrial waste is also a source or a cause of land pollution. Then mining, can you see? Because they are looking for precious stones and so on, can you see how they have destroyed the land surface there? So mining is also a source or a cause of what? Land pollution. Now, in order to get minerals we use so that we can make money, we destroy the land. So you can see that mining is a cause or is a source of land pollution. Now, the next thing we want to look at are effects of land pollution. Effects of land pollution. What are the effects of land pollution? First of all, it kills living organisms in the soil. You can see, I told you the last time that when you use a lot of fertilizers in farming, it will kill the living organisms, the natural organisms in the soil that will help the soil to be fertile. It kills it. And if it does that, it will make the soil to be infertile, I mean to say. Now the next, it causes offensive odors. You can see when we dump a lot of dirt, we keep dumping, you'll see that very soon that place will be smelling. Let's take for example even your waste bins. You can see that there is a time when you dump so much waste in your waste bin. When you go close, you see that your waste bin smells. Now imagine a land where you dump a lot of dirt. Imagine the kind of smell you get from there. So it causes offensive odors. So that's one of the effects of land pollution. Now the next is what? It leads to infertility of soil. I said it again, that land pollution, I told you, there was a time I told you that when you bury leathers in the soil, now it doesn't decompose. What will happen? It will lead to what? Infertility of the soil. So it leads to infertility of the soil. Now number 4, it could lead to outbreak of diseases. It could lead to outbreak of diseases, yes. Why? Because some of these debts, as they keep accumulating on land and it rains, the water will wash some of the bacteria into the soil, especially for people that depend on well water. So it will contaminate the groundwater, making the water to be contaminated. So you can't consume such water. And if you by chance consume such water, it will lead to the outbreak of what? Cholera. So that's one of the effects. It could lead to outbreak of what? Diseases. Now the next, it destroys the beauty of the environment. Imagine a place where there are so much dirt. Would you love to stay in such place? Would that place be beautiful in your sight? No. So you can see that it destroys the beauty of the environment. These are the effects of land pollution. So now let us look at ways we can control land pollution. Solutions to land pollution. Number 1, burning of dirt in the incinerators. Yes, if you have an incinerator where you can burn your dirt, it's not bad. You can burn them. That is one of the ways to reduce accumulation of dirt or refuse dump on the streets, on the roads, and so on. Burn the dirt. Now, but you don't burn leathers. Let me point out that you don't burn leathers. Rather, you recycle leathers. But you can burn your paper, you can burn vegetables, or instead of even burning, you can bury them. If you bury the paper, you bury the vegetables, they can form nutrients in the soil. So, but still yet, it's still not bad. Burning of dirt in the incinerator. Now, recycling of waste materials for reuse. I just said it. Recycle your leathers, recycle your plastics. Yeah, let me tell you the real truth. There's so many things that we can recycle. Now, do you know that we can get diesel from plastics? If you recycle your PET bottle, that's your Coca-Cola bottle, the Coke bottle, that plastic bottle. When you burn them, there's a machine that when you burn such plastic, it gives you diesel. So you can recycle such waste. Are you getting me? You can recycle leathers. Now, proper disposal of sewage. We should stop open defecation. It is not nice. It is not good. Then the government should enlighten the people on the dangers of land pollution. Yes, the government needs to teach people and tell people the dangers of land pollution. That is not good. That land pollution has effects on our health. So we need to be sure, we need to correct certain things. So the government should enlighten people, teach people about the dangers of land pollution. Now, oil pipelines should be maintained and checked regularly to prevent oil spillage. Yes, the government, we individuals who can't do that. It is something that involves a lot of money. So the government should keep on checking and maintaining the oil pipelines so that there won't be oil spillages, to avoid destroying the land or the environment. Now, applying fertilizers with caution. So people that are into farming, as they're applying their fertilizers, they should do it with caution, okay? So these are the ways of preventing land pollution or solutions to land pollution. So I would say thank you very much for watching. So have a lovely weekend. I will see you next week. Thank you.